Hello, everyone. Thank you for your attention. I am Aaron Johnson, the leader of the Red Hot Nerd. My group consists of myself, Daniel Wolfe, Lilian Eckman, Xander Benson, and Nick Schultz. We are introducing an application called MedDB. Go ahead. This product was conceived and designed for a client, Blue Stripes Hospital. During the rise in hospitalization, the business has found themselves needing to better manage their patients and staff through a facilitated database application. The program, MedDB, has been designed for Blue Stripes to suit their needs. They requested a database application that is stable and can be routinely updated with new users within the staff. The application was requested to have a database for our primary users to access patients' information and maintenance tools. Through this, the hospital staff will be able to effectively manage their patients and hospital equipment while improving their work. And this takes us into the descriptions of our application's functions. As part of the hospital's requirements, the staff are supposed to have the following authorizations as per their job is allowed. Maintenance staff are able to keep track of all equipment, its location, and operability. Nurses will be able to have access to patient room location, update room location, and access equipment information. Doctors encapsulate all that and will have access to view room location records, update room location, access equipment information, assign medical surgeries/procedures, and the admin will have the control of adding and removing users on top of everything else. Our hospital's database will have specific logins for each employee that the admin will manage. For each employee is assigned authorization levels of who is allowed to perform specific tasks according to their job title above. And with that, I'll pass it to Lily and she'll continue with the features.
Thank you, Aaron. So my name's Lily. I'm going to start talking to you guys about our application features, starting with our maintenance employees. So MedDB starts off by prompting the staff member to log in. And based on who's logging in, either admin, maintenance, nurses, or doctors, will determine what accesses the user will be allowed to see. As a maintenance staff member for Blue Stripes Hospital, the user will be able to log in and see the page where the hospital's equipment is kept track of. The page shows whether a piece of inventory equipment is able to use and assigned to a room. You can also see the date in which it was added and by whom it was added. For our nurses, the duties are a bit elevated, therefore they have more responsibilities and need more features within MedDB to use. So the nurses will be able to have access to admitted patient records, room location, and have access to the same equipment information that a maintenance staff member can access. Through the use of these pages, nurses are given access to patients' general information as well as reason for admittance. Nurses are also able to search a patient by last name or by room number that they're assigned to. And for our doctors, they have the highest admin level besides our admin users. This allows doctors to access all information in the database, as well as equipment and ability to access patients. The doctor has the same ability to admit patients based on their current information, as well as delete them from the database when they are released from care through the admitted patient information page. They can also use other features of handling patients as well. A doctor cannot add new users to the database, delete, or modify existing logins. Although they are able to view employee information as well as the information kept on the hospital's equipment. And with that, Nick Schultz will continue.
Hey guys, I'm going to be talking about the application features. We start off with the administrator feature. So with every program comes an admin feature to designate permissions. The admin feature is designed to be a staff member who is solely responsible for adding and removing hospital staff users. This is a simple feature but it's an important one. Let's say that a staff member needed to create a new login for the database, or someone quit and needed to be taken out of the system. Only our admin staff will have this ability. They are able to see who is accessing what, and therefore has the ability to what every other staff member can, regardless of the other staff member's access privileges. The next application feature I'm going to be talking about is patient information. So our program has a patient information page where users can go to view patient information easily. They will be directed to the admitted patient information page of the MedDB application. Here, they will be able to search admitted patients by name or room number. Patients that match the search will be displayed on a table by first and last names, age, gender, illness, allergies, ward, room number, and date admitted. If the user chooses to add a patient into the system, the application will take the user to another page. This page is where they will enter the patient's information. The text fields have constraints so that a user cannot put an empty or nonsense information into the fields. Once the add button is clicked and the information is validated, a confirmation text appears on the right text box and the information is added to the database. And for our final feature here, the database feature. So finally, our database. Initialized using NetBeans, we utilize the components provided by the IDE to import Java database libraries, as well as make use of the Apache Derby program to give us a server that is the database is connected to. This service allows the application to deploy a database that is easily accessible and versatile. Multiple tables of information are created and used to hold the various profiles of the group each one accompanies. The code will allow the administrator to manipulate this database as they see fit, whether it is adding, removing, or modifying. The database will save all changes and easily identify the data the user is attempting to access.
Hi, I'm Daniel Wolfe. So now we're going to go through a demonstration of our program, and we'll talk about the users and how to add them later, but right now we're going to log in as an admin and go to the patient information page. So at a hospital, the staff will be able to look up the information of the patients that are admitted to the hospital for any information they need. This is something that any level of administration will have, not necessarily an admin. So we can start by searching in the box and looking up any information. So any matches will show up in the table. We have one match for the person we searched for, and you can see all their information there. So now as an admin, you have the ability to remove this patient from the database as in releasing them from the hospital. So if you click on it and release patient, they'll be gone from the database. Now, you can search by last name and room number, and if for a person of higher administration, you can add patients to the hospital. So we have a button on the bottom right to add a patient. This opens up a new window where you can enter in text fields and add a patient's information to the hospital. All these fields have constraints such that you can't enter nonsense information, or you can't leave fields blank except for allergies. So you have to properly put in the information, and if you fail to put it in correctly, it'll give you a message on the right and it won't add it to the database. But if all the information is correct, then you will get a message on the right showing all the information again, confirming that you've added it correctly, and then it is added to the database so that you can view it in the previous page. So we'll leave this page and go back. And the buttons at the bottom right are administration buttons. Otherwise, you could not click them. You'd just be able to view the information. So we'll go back to the main menu, and I'll hand it over to Xander to explain the rest of the application.
All right, I'm Xander. I'll be continuing our tour through this project. So continuing as a admin, if we go into the employees tab, so we can see all of our users, all the different admin levels and different things. We can go into add user. This is how we would create a new user. So we want new nurse. Password. So a nurse would be authorization level 2. Add it. That'd be here. And then if we wanted to remove it, it would also work to remove. And going over to inventory, it shows our inventory we can add, remove data. Room, whoever added it. And we can also remove. Now logging out, we have other users. So if we logged into a doctor, so now we're logged in as a doctor. Going back into employees, we can see that we can no longer add or remove users, and we are limited in seeing certain areas of data on users. And coming back over to patient information, we can still add and release patients, search up patients as well. Same. And as well add inventory, remove inventory. Logging out to another user, the nurse. We can see that we can no longer access the employees tab. We can't do anything to access it. And then going into patient information, we can also no longer access adding or removing patients, but we can still see them. As well as seeing inventory, adding and removing inventory. Then going into the last class, our maintenance. We can see that we can no longer access employees or patient information. We can only access inventory, but we can still add and remove inventory. Then we also have the about page, which just shows current version and that we made the program. All right, and that is it for our demonstration. Thank you for watching the video. If you have any questions, please feel free to email us and our team.